Hello, Nick speaking. Today I wanted to investigate utility players in the MLB and specifically the Silver Slugger Award that was handed out to the utility players. It started last year, was the first year. Brandon Drury won it last year and Luis Ariz. We'll get to them. But today, or for now, uh, let's get to who won it this year, which was in the National League, was Cody Bellinger. Now, Cody Bellinger, I have an image here of his positions played this year with the Cubs. Uh, Center field and first base. So he played two positions, like just 3 games at DH, but two positions, first base, center field. And if you look at his entire career, Cody Bellinger, you can see that he's been able to play first and either left or center field his entire career, I guess right field here. But he has been consistently playing first base except for 2021 and this year, his entire career. Now, Cody Bellinger is not someone who I would consider to be a utility player. An example of a utility player that someone that plays in the league right now. We have Zach McKinstry here. He plays for the Tigers. And now you look at kind of this year what he did was he was able to play third, second, right, short, a little bit of left field. He even pitched an inning. I mean, come on. He dabbled a little bit as a utility player this year. Didn't really play this year. But this year, Zach McKinstry is what I consider a utility player. A player that you can just plop on the field and he's going to play there. He's going to play good defense. But then also, if you have a hole somewhere in your lineup, you can put him there for a little bit and then put him back to being a utility player. Now, if you compare these two, you just see the amount of positions they played and what really is a utility player. Can you throw Cody Bellinger at third base? Can you throw him at shortstop? Can you consistently move him around the field like that? I don't know. He hasn't done it at the MLB level. And uh, the others considered here. Now, Mookie Betts, I have written down here in my notes that I think Mookie Betts would have the potential to be a utility player because of his, he's just a really good athlete, I think. And this year he did play. I don't have the baseball reference, but I have this. He dabbled in playing shortstop this year a little bit, but it was 107 games in right and 70 at second base and 16 games at short. I would give Mookie Betts that's why I have the potential true utility player because I think he has just the athletic ability to do so. And another guy on here, Spencer Steer, his first full season. Let me pull up his baseball reference here. Picture that I got. this this was his first full season in the MLB, and I would consider him a potential utility player because he's able to play first, third, left. You're able to throw him at second base for a little bit. 3 games in right. So Joey Votto isn't on the Reds anymore, so I think he's maybe going to stick at first base and the corner outfield spots. But he definitely has the potential to be a utility player. And Ha-Seong Kim, I mean, Ha-Seong Kim was able to play the infield, second, third, 106 games at second, 32 at third, and then 20 at short. That's what we consider a utility player. Can he play the corner outfield spots? And then I want to go to. So that was this year's utility players. Spencer Steer is what I consider the only utility potential. Well, Mookie Betts, but considering just this year, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. This year, Spencer Steer was the only utility player that was up for the award, in my opinion. And let's get to this atrocity. This is an atrocity. Gunnar Henderson won it this year. First year in the bigs. Let's look at the positions he played this year. Oh, he only played third and shortstop this year. Okay. Not what I would consider a utility player. Now this might be because the Orioles, they're pretty set at every position, so they don't really need him to move around the field that much, but this is not what I would consider a utility player. I mean, Manny Machado can play shortstop and third base. Manny Machado is not a utility player. And a couple other people on here, Isaac Paredes. I have his baseball reference open here. He played 116 games at third base, 25 at first. Second most played position is 25 games. Not what I would consider a utility player. That's 2020. We'll get to 2022. Whit Merrifield is also on here. Throughout his career, Whit has been a second base and then an outfield spot. His entire career, second base, right field, center, and then second base, pretty much full time at second base there. And then this year it was second base and right field. Now this, I would think Whit Merrifield can play shortstop. I think he's would be good enough to play shortstop and third base, but on the Blue Jays they don't need him to play shortstop or third or right field because they got all those positions set. But over the course of his career, I wouldn't call him a utility player. He can play second and left. Second, right field. Not what I would consider a utility player. And then Brendan Drury. I have his stats here on the picture. This was for this year. He played second and first. One less position than he played last year, when he won the award, he didn't play third base at all in 23. And 700 of his fielding innings came at second base. And Brennan Drury, and if you look back here, all the way back in 2016, he was what I would consider would be a potential utility player. He's playing left, right, third, got a little bit of playing time at second, and then, he was playing second full time. Didn't play that much in 18. 19, I would give it to him here. Utility, you can throw him at right, left, first, second, third. That would I would call that a utility player. But then, as time went on, didn't get much playing time, not much playing time. He's put at third base, first, second, and then this year, he only played two positions. This year, I would not consider him a utility player. This year, he was considered, I would call him a second baseman, can play, first, a little bit of first base. But this year, he's second baseman. Now, let's go to the biggest one was Gunnar Henderson. The guy played third and short, and he won the utility Silver Slugger. That was the biggest one that one set me off a little bit. I was like, Gunnar Henderson is not a utility player, and it's not bad that he's not a utility player. Gunnar Henderson can play third and short. Okay, he's a third baseman, shortstop. That's what he is. He's not a utility player. Done with these guys. Let's move on to I'll get to Ohtani in a second. Let's go to the National League here. This is when Brandon Drury won. Already showed his stats. I don't think he was a utility player this year. And for the other guys here, Tommy Edman, I don't have a picture of his stats, but second base and shortstop. Not what I would consider a utility player. Tyro Estrada, I think would have the potential to be a utility player, because I think it was the year before this one, he played a little bit more left field with these other positions, but they put him, the majority of his games were at second base. This year, he wasn't a utility player. He's a second base, dabbled in shortstops. And then Jeff McNeil, a majority of his games at second base, and you're able to, and then left field for 34 games. Now what I would consider utility. And now here's the only person I would consider a real utility player that was nominated was Chris Taylor. This year, not so much, but Chris Taylor has had an interesting career. This is from 17 to 21. So if you look, he started off able to play center, left, second, dabbling in shortstops, and then in 2018, Corey Seager got injured, so then they needed a shortstop, so they can throw him at shortstop for a majority of the year, but then he's able to still play center, left, second base. And then 19, he's all over the place. He's at left, short, second, center, dabbling in some other positions here, as you would call it, as I would call it. And then they had another knee in 2020 shortened season, playing all over the field, being a team player at that shortened season. And then 21, this is a good utility player season. Center, second, left, shortstop, dabbling more in third base and right field. Chris Taylor is a utility player. Now, I don't have his for this year. Hold on, let me look that up really quick. That was quick. This year, left, short, third base. This year, or that was 22. He was, you know, 22. I wouldn't. 22. He wasn't a utility player that year. He was a left fielder, dabbling in second base. This year he was getting back to it, left, short, third, but didn't really play second base that year. The year he was considered, I wouldn't call him a utility player that year. He was being a left fielder that year. But he is a utility player because I don't know what was going on with the Dodgers that year, left field. Cody Bellinger left. I don't know. I don't really follow the Dodgers that much. I like Chris Taylor. So they needed somebody at left. Just how back in 2018 they needed a shortstop, and they were able to plug him in there. But then next year and the years following, back to being a utility player. So yeah, Brennan Drury this year he won it. Not a utility player. These guys, not utility players. My opinion. Let's go to the American League. Because this one, oh man, this one. Let's look at Luis Arraez. Do I have Luis Arraez here? I do. 2022 Luis Arraez. First base, second base. And are we calling designated hitter position? For him, I don't know. I'm looking at I guess so, because Luis Arraez is a fucking really good hitter. But Luis Arraez, in my notes, I wrote down, he's a utility player at heart. And what I mean is, at these in 19 and 21, he would be what I would consider a utility player. Especially here, because he's playing second, he's playing left, third, dabbling in the shortstop position. And then 21, third base, second base, left. But I think Luis wants to be a utility player. He's a utility player at heart. But last year, no. This is last year he was not a utility player. But then there's the DH, and he is a really good hitter, so you want him at DH. I don't know anymore. I talked myself out of it. Luis Arraez, I'm gonna keep him at a utility player at heart. Shohei Ohtani. Now I have a problem with this nomination here. So Shohei, he designated hitter and pitcher. I believe he did dabble a little bit. I don't remember if it was his first year in the league that he was playing. No. Is it just me, or do I remember him playing the outfield a little bit more? See now here, okay. So he was nominated for he won it for the Silver Slugger, or obviously he won the Silver Slugger. He won it for designated hitter. Was it right? No. Was that Yordan Alvarez? Fucking anyways, he was nominated for it in here and the DH. I think maybe we need to bring back the pitcher designated hitter and just give it to him every year. That can be his own award. Is the pitcher's DH. But would you consider Shohei a utility player? Because he obviously you want him at DH because he's a good ass hitter, and you want him to pitch because he's a good pitcher. But I think this is MLB restricting him. The MLB style of ball is restricting him because I do believe Shohei absolutely wants to play the outfield. And if he was playing an outfield spot, one of the corner spots, fuck, how tall is this motherfucker? 6'4". I think you can throw him at first base. I think he's good enough. I think he's talented enough to play the first base. Because at first I was kind of, I don't think Shohei is a utility player. I think he has the potential because the MLB style of ball is not allowing him to play the outfield because he's gonna get tired or whatever. This guy is a fucking freak. I don't think you need to worry about him. But then my biggest gripe with it was he wasn't nominated the next year. So what happened? Do they not consider him a utility player? That's what I'm not getting at. Is do they think he's a utility player or not? So how come he's not nominated this year? Because he should have won. He should have won over Henderson. They have a compare thing here. Let me get to it. Gunnar Henderson for 2023. I mean, you want to talk about. I mean, why didn't Shohei win this year? If he was nominated last year and you think he's a utility player, there's a bit of an inconsistency I'm seeing here. And then DJ LeMahieu is not a fucking utility player. Third base, first base. I mean, look at these innings at second base, and then he moved to third. Not a fucking utility player. Luis Rengifo, I do like, and I want to talk about a little bit because I think I have him as a potential utility player. This is his 2023. He's playing second, short, third, and then starting to dabble in the outfield a little bit. And I don't have his full thing here for some reason. And oh, that's annoying. Hold up. I never go to the MLB stats page. It's disgusting. Where's his fielding stats? Oh my god, this website is gross. And I accidentally got rid of baseball reference. But earlier years he was playing a little bit more right field. But he definitely has a potential to be a utility player, a true utility player, playing positions in the infield, playing positions in the outfield. Utility player potential. And yeah. Man, This really bugged me because I was like, is he a utility player or not? Why wasn't he nominated this year if you think so? Because with Merrifield sure ain't a utility player. This guy ain't a utility player. He's not a utility player. Drury. And now I would like to go to some true utility players. I already brought up Zach McKinstry. I'll bring up his stats again. He's what I would consider a utility player in today's game. Kevin Biggio of the Toronto Blue Jays is someone I would consider to be a utility player. He's playing second, right, third. Really, this year, he played second, right, and then he's playing first. His secondary position, right and first are split up. You can throw him at second, first, right. You could throw him at third, but who's playing third for the Blue Jays? Matt Chapman. So you don't really need to throw him at third base anymore. You could, like they did here in 21. He was their primary third baseman for a little bit. Dylan Moore. Here's Dylan Moore. Long, a lot of positions. Left, third, short. Whoa, I got my dyslexia is left, short, second, third. Second baseman there. But then, boom, right back to being right, short, left, playing all over the field. This year, unfortunately, he can't swing the bat, so he's not going to get, or no, he just played all over the fucking place. It is totally out. But he can't really swing the bat that much. But, he's playing a second, left, short, dabbling all over the field. John Birdie, I would consider utility player. He's playing, this is all the way back in 19, short, center, third. This year they needed a second baseman. This year they needed a third baseman, but still dabbling in the second base. And then second, third, left, playing short, left, or short, third, left. I would consider John Birdie a utility player. And now, this was kind of my first thought when I seen that a guy like Gunnar Henderson won the Silver Slugger for the utility, and that I'm a Brewers fan, so then I immediately thought of Hernan Perez, a little bit of a throwback. One of my favorite Brewers of all time. You look at a guy like Hernan Perez, just like Chris Taylor, definition of a utility player. Left, third, left, third, right, center, playing 116 innings at second, dabbling in the short first. He played every position but catcher this year. And then 18, second base, right, third, short, place him all over the fucking field. He can do that. And you compare that to what Gunnar Henderson did. Look at this. I mean, he's not a utility player. And now I want to just a little aside here. I was going through every team to see. I have a bunch of players that would have potential, but here's a guy like Josh Harrison, who's another example of a utility player at heart, because early on, he was playing third or second, short, third, dabbling in the outfield, and then his first full year, third, left, right, second, dabbling in short, and then third, second, right. And then from then on, he was playing mostly second base and third base. But I think I should have got more pictures. But yeah, he's who I consider a utility player at heart because at this point in his career, utility player, and then later on in his career, teams relegated him to one or two positions. And someone else in the game right now, a little bit more relevant than Harrison, is Ian Happ. Ian Happ is someone I would consider a utility player at heart because you look at 17 first year league, he's playing center, second, left, dabbling in these other positions here. And then in 18, center, left, right, playing the entire outfield, playing third base. And then 19, he's playing left, second, center, third, right, first. I mean, and now he's a left fielder. And is it just left field? I should have got more pictures of him. But Ian Happ, utility player at heart. He's able to be a utility player. Let me go over another one. Willie Castro, just really quick. Utility player at heart. I would consider at heart, or is he a true, still kind of a true utility player? But I mean, you see, he's playing all over the field, especially this year, right? Left, second, center, short, third. He's playing all over the fucking field. Kike Hernandez is another one. He just plays all over the field. And then here are the potential, and these are mainly younger guys. A couple of older guys. I already mentioned Luis Rengifo. Did I? Yeah, he's on this list. Vidal Brujan got traded to the Marlins. I would consider him a potential. He's able to play second, right. Dabbling in the shortstop position. Willie Castro, I just talked about. Matt Vierling for the Detroit Tigers. I would consider he has potential. He's able to play center, right, left, and then he was dabbling with these other positions with the Phillies, but then kind of coming into being a utility player with the Tigers, playing right, left, third, center. And I guess this year they didn't really need a second baseman, but he's able to play second base. But these are all potential. And then these next two guys I absolutely love. They both play for the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers have a couple of mighty utility players on their potential utility players on their hands. Ezekiel Duran, first full year in the league, shortstop, left, third. Able to throw him there in DH. But they don't really need a second baseman. They got a Simeon. And then Josh H. Smith, the other just third left, dabbling in here. And then short, third left, second. These guys have a lot of potential to be utility players. They're young, but the Texas Rangers have a couple of nice potential just utility players on their hands. Josh Rojas, where's he at? He was someone I was considering potential to be a utility player. Second, short, right, left, third, in 21, and then they relegate him to third and second with Arizona. And he got traded. Who did he get traded to? I forget. But he did get traded, but then he was only playing second and third. But he has the potential. He can play the outfield. Spencer Steer. Did I talk about Spencer Steer? Because I really like Spencer Steer. First full year in the bigs, playing first, third, right, second base. Beautiful. Potential for a utility player if he keeps this up with his career. I don't think he will because the Reds are going to need a first baseman since Votto is gone. And Ellie De La Cruz is their shortstop, and then Matt McLean is going to be their second baseman. So I think this was kind of maybe a one season, maybe a season and a half thing for Steer, but he definitely could be an ultimate utility player. I really like Spencer Steer. Garrett Hampson for the Marlins. Where the fuck are the G's at, bro? Do I have Garrett Hampson? There he is. Potential, second center short, second center, center second, and then center short, second, third. I just think he has the ability to play more spots in the third base. I think he could in second. He has the potential. Isaiah Kiner Falefa, IKF. Definitely has potential because even back here he was catching for the Rangers, and then he was able to play third and second base, and he's able to catch. Are you shitting me? And he's dabbling in shortstop. But yeah, this year, center, left, third. I would say potential because he's not playing second base or shortstop anymore because the Yankees don't need him to. And do I have anyone else on here that I didn't mention? I don't think so, but do I have any final statements? Gunnar Henderson is not a utility player. Cody Bellinger is not a utility player. I mean, if you just compare to what these guys did, position wise, what really is a utility player? I think this is a good one. Two young guys, third and short. But then again, they don't need him to play all those positions. But then why is he winning the utility Silver Slugger award when he's not a utility player? Yeah, I just wanted to get this off my chest. Let me see if I have any other notes. Oh, Blake Sable. Oh, what the fuck? I forgot about this. Just as I don't know if I mentioned, it's just some things in my notes. Luis Ariz, not a utility player. The year he won the Silver Slugger. He's a one at heart. The Para Rangers, Mauricio Dubon would have potential. He's relegated to a second short center, but he could play third. I think he could play third in the corner outfield spots. Blake Sable is an interesting. I have Blake Sable here. Here's his college, and I don't know what the fuck at the is that New York? I don't fucking know what that stands for, but he's catcher first, catcher, and then he's out there in left, and then for the in his minor leagues, he was and then he was catching again. Then he started catching for the Giants again, and then playing left and DH. He's an interesting case for being a utility player. If he could be a backup catcher and play like corner outfield spots, play the DH. He was an interesting case. I forgot about him, and I wrote down Connor Joe. He's able to play first in the corner outfield spots. I think Connor Joe could play second or third a little bit more, but I forgot about Blake Sable. He's a very interesting case, is that Blake Sable. Uh, yeah. But I guess I'll end it off again by saying Gunnar Henderson not a utility player, Cody Bellinger not a utility player. Um, when a true utility player doesn't have the stats to qualify for the awards, the voters have to pick a non-utility player like Henderson and Bellinger. And then I wrote, why is the utility award a thing? Is it just a, because Cody Bellinger I think deserved a Silver Slugger. He had a very good bounce back season, but if he's not good enough to win, he's not good enough to win. Not everybody needs a fucking trophy. Just because you can play a majority of your innings at two positions doesn't mean you're a utility player. Goodbye.